It's yeah, we are live. Okay, I'm about 90 seconds early here, and that's always good. Early is on time for me, so that is always good. Let me pull my notes up. How are we doing this YAE Sunday? I'm hoping that you guys are well and aligned. And if you're not, I'm glad that you're coming in here to be better and to work on that alignment. And that's actually, of course, what we are getting into today. Today, I wanted to talk about boundaries and how boundaries align with the YAE experience. But first, because I always forget, uh, okay, Okay. Okay. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So you're wanting to know like who I am. My name is IndiaE. I'm founder of Exquisite Woman Global and You Are Exquisite, acronym YAE. YAE is a premium self care brand, and we are completely devoted and dedicated to helping women heal through the self perception transformation series and process. And so it is a system and operation that I design from the various nuanced experiences that I have been through over the many decades. And so I have designed what I call the E3 and the self perception transformation system to help women heal in an accelerated and tremendously amplified form and process. So instead of it taking decades, as it took me to work through what I have been through, I'm hoping to help women truncate that and accelerate their healing so they can go on and persist and pursue to their prosperity, no matter what, no matter who. So that is what YAE is. And with all that said, let's go. Of course, I want to thank all of you for being with me. Look, let me take a minute and thank you for the liking, the sharing, the commenting, and your subscribing. And I will say, if this content, if you find this content enjoyable and in any way elevating, please share it with someone who may need the same. Okay, so boundaries, YAE style, boundaries. This is an issue that, when I was younger, um, I wasn't strong here. I was not strong on boundaries. Um, uh, the insecurities have a way of weakening boundaries. And so, if you have dealt with or are dealing with various insecurities, then you may have an issue when it comes to establishing boundaries. And so, that is what I wanted to share with you today. And also, I did a boundaries YAE style mini guide, and it's on the stan.store / IndiaE. So after we get done here, if you want to be like, you know what, let me get this and put this in my purse or put it on my tablet or whatever. Stan.store / IndiaE. You'll see the entire YAE experience there. And so boundaries for the YAE woman. Okay, here we go. Boundaries are not selfish. We are sometimes programmed and conditioned, well, you know, uh, to think a lot of things that are not in your that are not in your best interest, that frankly were not really of your choosing. You were just young and you grew up in what I call a low frequency energy and environment, and so you adapted and adopted and pursued someone else's projection onto you. That is what I call conditioning and indoctrination. So boundaries are not selfish. Boundaries are self-protection for the YAE woman. For the YAE woman, boundaries are not harsh. Boundaries are healing. So the earlier one learns to establish boundaries, and stand on and in that boundary, the earlier one learns that, the healthier one's existence. Boundaries are not weak. Boundaries are wise. So for those young exquisites out there who are navigating this crazy and insane world, tune into your boundaries, tune into your instincts. Most of the time, myself included, you will get a feeling that something ain't right. Listen to that. And even if you are not necessarily in an environment where you can roar, here when we go through these issues, events, and concerns, a lot of this is internal work. So you don't have to wear everything on your forehead. This is internal work. So for you to be self-aware of where you may be compromising your boundaries in order to please someone else. So if you have to compromise your principles, your values, what you know is right in order to please someone else, which I have done, and it was in very early in my life, and it just absolutely like torpedoed the trajectory. So I'm speaking from journey. I'm not speaking from what is it? Theory or opinion. That's cute. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm coming from what I've lived. So if you have to compromise yourself because you feel like you need to please someone else for fill in the blank, check that. Okay? So again, boundaries are not selfish, boundaries are self protection. Boundaries are not harsh. You can be very gentle and very firm internally. You don't have to go, you don't have to do all that. This is an internal process. And you know that you have your boundaries, and therefore, whatever is being presented, you're going to not just react, you're going to think, interpret, is this in my best interest? And you're going to respond. And if it is healthy and it works within the perimeters of your boundaries, proceed. If it is unhealthy and it has you go outside your boundaries, protect. So boundaries are not harsh, boundaries are healing. Boundaries are not weak, boundaries are wise. When you honor your, what I call your exquisite, which is your spirit self, your soul, when you honor your exquisite, your antenna is tuned in to what is in your best interest. People, places, and or things. I don't care what category it is. The formula is universal. So boundaries are not weak. Boundaries are honoring your internal wisdom. Now, and again, you can get the Boundaries Mini guide at stan.store / IndiaE. Uh, um, uh, uh, I printed it and have it all over. It's my wallpaper. Okay, so we always talk about purpose here, and y'all look. I have a crazy sense of humor. I've had to. I find that humor is therapeutic, and mostly I have to laugh at myself. I crack myself up. You'll see me just like burst out in laughter. That's me, and I'm having a party. Okay, so boundaries um, is directly related to purpose. Directly. um, Boundaries give you permission to be consistent in your boredom of persist, pursue, and prosper, than be um, um, distracted by whatever sparkly, shiny, whatever's exciting. So I've always said boring is good, and focused boring is better. Focused, productive, boring is fabulous. So, anything that takes you off your inherent purpose, and I know if you're young, you might not realize, like, what the hell is my purpose? Like, I don't know. And that's okay. Give yourself permission to just be young and, make mistakes and self correct and be self aware, and it will evolve. Purpose will make itself known. It's universal. It's spirit law. If you stay attuned and aligned and aware. So saying no for women sometimes can be hard. We might be able to say no to our children if we have them, but in some instances outside of parenthood, it might be a little difficult. Um, and that's something that I too had issue with. Now it just rolls off the tongue. Uh, but in my younger years, that whole pleasing thing, that whole pleasing energy blocks one from the ability to speak their truth and say no, and mean it. So saying no is not rejection. Saying no, what I have found is a very spirit filled and divine redirection. Like being able to, like, aligned consciously and purposefully say no. That is not necessarily in my best interest, and I'm not willing to compromise my interests for whatever fill in the blank may be. So saying no is not rejection. Saying no is a spirit redirection. Like, for existence, for example, if you want to purchase something and you shouldn't purchase it, you don't have the money to purchase it. The money that you do have is already allocated in some other area. But, it's so fabulous. You know, you purchase it. And with what, multiple $1 trillion in consumer debt, like, a lot of people have this issue. So don't feel alone. That kind of internal dialogue with self, where you don't um, sabotage your own future. You are more aligned with what's in your best interest long term than some short term instant gratification energy. So just to be aware of that, and to be able to say no first to yourself, and then allocate no wherever it is needed throughout your life in a very calm, centered, clear, and concise manner, and mean it. It's not rejection, it's redirection. And you are honoring yourself in doing so. Saying no is also a form of protecting your energy. Oh, child. We must protect the energy now more than ever. No, what? Yes, my I do have family that have traveled to India, and they absolutely adored it. I have not yet had the privilege and pleasure, but I most certainly look forward to it. Thank you so very much for that. Yes, indeed. Oh, well, that's your perspective, and I love it. So, pull tall, baby, pull tall. I love it. So, if I'm not your cup of tea, why are you watching, boo? Yeah, like you do your thing. You do your thing. Look, this might not be for everybody. I'm aware of that, but you're actually taking your time to watch my channel and talk about my hair. Made you look. So protect your energy. That's a very wonderful example of that. I could care less if someone doesn't like my hair. Obviously I do my own thing. So obviously I really could care less. So protect your energy. Okay? Your energy is the fuel. So you guard your energy. Like guard that. Like your energy is currency. And so if someone, is not, vibing with you or whatever, great. Live and let live. Next. Uh, right. Yeah. Here's my notes right here. If you spend your energy on everything, you'll have nothing left for what truly matters to you. So allocate your energy like it is currency, because it is. Make space for clarity. Now, look, about boundaries. Do you like give yourself time to be still? Like we live in such a mobile, humanoid, robotic, computerized, instant grat. It's all about instant grat, and being still is really sacred, and allowing yourself to be still and to turn this stuff off and gain some clarity and gain some peace. There's so much noise out there. Everybody's got an opinion, and all of that. So how to bring that down, and give yourself permission, even if it's just momentary, even if it's just a few seconds, just to be still. That allows space for clarity, and clarity allows space for purpose. And just honor you, just who you are. Is that, do I have some lint? And build self trust. Now, saying no really, it helps to consolidate your energy, so you're much more focused um, on what is in your best interest. At the root of all of this, it is what is in your best interest. And so anything, people, places, or things that is not in alignment with what is in your best interest, begin to first become aware of it, and then honor that awareness. Honor that awareness, and that builds self trust. Because without trust of self, exquisites, the foundation will always be wobbly, and insecure. So just finding those sacred moments to just be still, maybe try to be quiet. I know. I know. It's like, you know, it's a challenge because we live in such a wired world. But let's not forget what's at the core of existence, and that's our spirit and our spiritual self, and being able to honor that unapologetically, even if it's just for moments. And when you do that, you do attract an alignment. And here at You Are Exquisite, that's really what we work to stay aware in and about is alignment. Really, no matter what the noise is, as I always write, no matter the obstacle, challenge, or noise, always know that you are exquisite, maintaining that alignment, no matter how it could be fabulous, no matter how fun, no matter how horrific, to be able to maintain a balance within yourself, maintaining that alignment. That's what You Are Exquisite works to help women do. Like when you stop saying yes to what doesn't serve you. And this is work. This is not all rainbows and bubbles and cute. This is really going inside, doing your do I have the book here? Yeah, doing your emotional inventory, and really honoring what is for you and releasing what does not serve you. Never did, never will, and is not currently. And being able to do that and give yourself grace, um, that is growth. And it is uncomfortable. So I always say that with this work. This is work. Being able to establish an aligned connection, maintain that aligned connection, and do the maintenance for that alignment in an era of absolute deliberate chaotic noise. Like it is coming at us like an asteroid storm. And the work is to stay connected to who you are in spite of it, no matter how fabulous or no matter how, well, effed. So there's that. Yeah, like boundaries. Also, being able to create a healthy distance without guilt. It can be difficult, but it's also some of the most honorable work that you'll ever do. Establishing what is in your best interest and honoring that. So, as I write here, many women, we've been conditioned to think that closeness equals love and distance equals coldness, and that's not necessarily the case. Have you ever been in a room full of people and felt like you're totally alone? Like you can be around the physicality of people and have no connection whatsoever. Being aware of that and then asking yourself, why am I in this room? And how the hell do I get out of here as fast as I can? Unapologetically. Like being able to establish boundaries, embrace those boundaries, and align those boundaries with what is in your best interest. Again, this takes time. For me, I journal. I'm a big advocate of journals. So, like the physicality of writing and creating and releasing works for me. You have to figure out what works for you. If you're interested in journals, stan.store / IndiaE, and you can see the bookstore there, and you click on it. And you can, there's several journals to choose from. But find whatever way works for you to release. I always ask the question, um, how much emotional weight are you carrying? And how much of it is yours, and how much of it is not? In other words, you have been carrying someone else's emotional, whatever they went through, and they projected it onto you, and you inherently have been carrying that emotional weight throughout your life, and it has kept you clouded and scattered, um, and not clear and calm and concise. Like, doing this type of work for me um, requires journaling. But you figure out how it works best for you to make these nuances and to peel back these life layers and own what is yours. And as I always say, what is not mine, no one can, attach that to me, no matter how hard they try. So I own what's mine. And what's not, I let the universe take care of that. For more on all of this, stan.store / IndiaE. So, allowing yourself and giving yourself permission to have boundaries. And this is not necessarily age specific. Um, there are women that are mature in their age, but have allowed um, others to govern how they walk through their life. So, this is your life. Don't waste it living someone else's. Take the time necessary to um, become aware of where you might be compromising your boundaries, and how to establish boundaries. If this is a new exercise for you, if you've been kind of afraid or timid to step out in that space of declaring your boundaries, becoming aware of them, establishing them, maintaining them, honoring them, and doing the work to stay aligned, because those boundaries are protecting you from something, and those boundaries also act as a redirection to point you in a healthier direction. So boundaries are critical to the YAE woman. They're foundational. And it's work. And it can be uncomfortable. And people might not recognize you when you begin to establish those boundaries. And that's okay. Just take the time, one day at a time, one moment at a time, and educate your emotions, elevate your existence, and empower your exquisite. And boundaries are root. Again, I designed a boundaries mini guide, YAE Boundaries Mini Guide, for you to just have a constant companion. And know that you are certainly not alone in this season and era that we're in, of the deliberate, just constant low frequency and negativity and all of that. So boundaries, the tool and instrument of boundaries, um, are very essential right now to protect your peace, to protect your harmony, and frankly, to protect your productivity so that you are very clear and calm and concise as you work to persist, pursue, and prosper. Because things are being, um, uh, 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 things are shifting, things are being interrupted. And so, being in an emotional state and mindset that will not work right now. You need to be calm and clear and concise so that you can think clearly and determine the moves that are in your best interest. And be damned the noise. What is in your best interest? And that will require, like no doubt, that will require boundaries so that you can get done what you need to get done for the betterment of you and your homestead and your loved ones and so forth. So there's a domino effect here. When you strengthen you, when you feel better about you, when you fill your cup, then you are able to pour into others. But if you are depleted, if you are empty or distracted, or you're in a state of reaction instead of a state of response, then you're not at your best self to be able to lead your loved ones in this moment of instability. So, boundaries are key and core and foundational to honoring your exquisite self. So, again, if you're looking for journals, write it out, let it out, get it out. um, Books. Here's what is it? Emotional inventory. Of course, You Are Exquisite, and help you heal. Um, and I'm working on um, the next book, and the ebook is out now. E3, that's out, and then of course the YAE Boundaries Mini Guide, that's out as well. So You Are Exquisite is devoted to helping women heal. Because when women are in their best state of glowing and growing, then that naturally ripples out into family and community. So women are the key. Because, without us, I mean, clearly, women are needed in this universe at this moment. And so our energy is sacred, and it must be respected. And that starts and ends with us and how we treat ourselves. So, boundaries. The YAE woman is aware of, establishes, maintains, and yes, lives her boundaries. I'm IndiaE, and no matter the obstacle, challenge, and or noise, always know you are exquisite. If you'd like to work with me further and go much deeper, you can message me at YAE Woman on Instagram and YouTube. And of course, check out stan.store / IndiaE. No matter what, no matter who, always know you are exquisite. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks, you guys.